Hi everyone, welcome back. Today is all about how to layer your skincare, and this will be the ultimate guide if you're ever confused where to put your skincare in your routine, and hopefully this will relieve some of the pressure if you want to make a more elaborate routine. So some important things before we start. These steps aren't to be used all at the same time. I'm just giving you different options in the correct order if you were to use them. And don't worry, I'll leave a list at the end with all of these steps listed out so you can screenshot it and put it on your phone while you're doing your routine. And another thing before we get into the list is I dislike makeup wipes so much that I'm not even going to put them in the lineup. They don't deserve to be in the lineup. So please, if you're using makeup wipes, please switch over to an oil balm or an oil cleanser. It's so much better for your skin, and your skin will thank you in the future. Let's get started, and I'll also be doing little demos for each step so you can see how much you need to use, when you want to use it, and how to use it. So the very first step is an oil cleanser, and it's personally my favorite part of my routine, and I consider it mandatory. It comes in the form of a balm or an oil, and it helps remove all your makeup and sunscreen from throughout the day in a very gentle but thorough way. It's good for all skin types, so even if you have oily skin, it'll be perfect for your skin type. It's not going to clog your pores or make your skin more oily. That's a skincare myth. And the good thing about these balms is that it actually hydrates your skin while you're removing your makeup, so you're not going to get any tightness after you wash your face. If I use it in the liquid form, I'll do about 1 pump, but today I'm actually going to use a balm. This is from Pharmacy. It's my favorite balm. I use about 1 scoop with the scooper that they give, and it's really important to massage this into your face when it's dry, because if you do it when it's wet, you'll probably only remove about half of your makeup, which is not what you want. After you massage it for about 20 seconds, you can go ahead and wash it off. Number 2 is your water-based cleanser, and this is also mandatory. They can come in the form of gel, liquid, cream, mousse, and they help remove all your dirt and sweat after you remove your makeup. So steps 1 and 2 are really important. They're known as double cleansing to fully get everything off from the day, and it's very, very important in my opinion for really good skin. And your water-based cleansers sometimes have other purposes, like they could be hydrating cleansers or they could be exfoliating cleansers. This is another step I only do at night. Today I'm using a creamy hydrating cleanser. I use about half a pump, and I'm massaging this onto my face when it's semi-dry. And once you massage it in for about 30 seconds gently, you can wash it off. Number 3 is micellar water, and I consider this optional. Micellar water is basically water with special particles that help to take off dirt and makeup from your face, and I like to think of it as an optional 3rd step of cleansing. So I really only use micellar water these days if I'm wearing tons and tons of makeup, like prom level makeup, or if I have some stubborn waterproof mascara that needs a little bit of help with my cleansing balm. My micellar water of choice is the Bioderma one. I take a thin cotton pad and douse it in the water and then gently swipe it all over my face. I usually target my brows, eye makeup, and waterproof mascara, and then you could leave it on, but I like to wash it off. Next up, we have masks, and this is optional. They include clay, gel, acid peels, scrubs, although I don't recommend you use scrubs because they can be kind of abrasive on your skin, but basically anything that you put on your face for like 10 minutes and need to wash off. And their purpose is to either hydrate your skin or gently exfoliate your skin for a short period of time. Because they generally have more potent formulas, I recommend only using it once to twice a week. I usually opt for a hydrating mask because my skin is dry and sensitive, and I really like this cooling one from Peter Thomas Roth. You take a little bit and swipe it all over your skin in a nice even layer. This one is actually really cold, and after you get this nice even layer, you leave it on for about 10 to 15 minutes and then you can wash it off. Next, and I think everyone's favorite, sheet masks. These are optional. They come in the form of paper sheets or gel sheets, and they are basically paper or gel soaked in a serum, and you leave it on your face for about 10 minutes. It's basically giving you an espresso shot of certain ingredients so that your skin can really drink it up and get that extra boost of whatever benefits are in the sheet mask. I really love sheet masks, especially when you have a little bit more time on your hands. You just take it out of the pouch, unwrap it, stick it onto a clean face, and then it might take a while to situate it, but you really want to make sure that it adheres to all the parts of your face. You wait about 20 minutes, whatever it says on the pack, and then after you can take it off. And I want to emphasize that you do not want to wash it off. I know a lot of people, myself included, have made this mistake, but you want to get all of the extra essence out of the pouch and then pat everything in. Number 6, we have pimple patches, also a personal favorite. These are optional, and what they are basically little stickers. They come in a bunch of different shapes these days, but you put them on your blemishes and they help to soak up excess oil and also heal it. You probably won't find an easier skincare product to use. These are literally stickers. The only thing to remember is that your face needs to be completely dry, but you just stick it on and leave it on for at least 8 hours and you are done. You can take it off after that. Okay, after all of those steps, we are finally ready for the core of the skincare routine. So starting off strong, we're going with toner. I consider toner mandatory. It's a thin liquid that either treats or hydrates the skin. Some of them have BHA or AHA in them. I personally love a hydrating toner. It really plumps up your skin and you can't live without it. You put enough into the palm of your hand to make a quarter, and then you rub it between your palms and gently pat it into your skin. I also love to do multiple layers to get the full effect, so I do about 2 to 3 layers. Next we have essence, which is also mandatory, and it's pretty similar to toner in the texture, but its sole purpose usually is to hydrate or brighten the skin. So essences don't have any active ingredients like sometimes toners do, but instead they give you that extra layer of hydration and help all your other skincare work even better. Pretty similar concept to toner. I do about a quarter size in my palm, rub it together, and then pat it into my skin. Coming in at number 9, we have eye cream. Eye cream is mandatory, and it's a thicker cream designed for specifically your eye area, which is more delicate than the rest of your face. It's meant to hydrate your under eye area and prevent those wrinkles. I use half a pea-sized amount, and using my ring fingers, I gently pat it in all over my eye area. After you've done your toner and your essence, we're moving on to serum. Serum is mandatory, and it's a slightly thicker liquid than the first two that we talked about, and its purpose is to hydrate or treat your skin. And you'll probably see a lot of vitamin C serums, so if you're looking for vitamin C, it'll most likely be in a serum formula. I use about a dime amount, put it into my fingertips, rub it together, and then do a mixture of a pat rub situation. Next we apply moisturizer, and this is mandatory. They come in a cream, gel, liquid formats. A moisturizer prevents your skin from getting dry from the air or your environment, and it also seals in all the work that we did before. It depends on the moisturizer, but I usually use 2 pea-sized amounts. Today I'm using 1 pea-size because it's the Tatcha Dewy Cream. I warm it up in my fingertips and do a similar motion of patting and rubbing. Next, probably a very controversial one is retinol. This is optional, and if you're not in your late 20s, you should not be using retinol. They usually come in creams or serums, and they're meant to boost your collagen production, so they help with fine lines, wrinkles, pigmentation, and it's commonly known as the age-reversing product in skincare. Again, it's super important that you only use retinol at night, and you only need a pea-sized amount, and you do a gentle patting rubbing motion after your moisturizer. Number 13 is an overnight mask, and this is optional. It usually is a thin gel texture, most similar to a moisturizer, and like a sheet mask, it has a potent shot of ingredients, so it's going to help target any of your skin concerns overnight. And because it is so potent, you really only want to use it 1 to 2 times a week. At night, you want to use this the same way you'd use your moisturizer, so 2 pea-sized amounts, and let it absorb fully. We're almost done. So next up is spot treatments, and this is optional, and they can come in the form of a cream or a lotion, and basically they're used to target either your pimples overnight or any dark spots to lighten them. I just take a tiny bit like this and dab it on whichever spot needs it. Number 15, we have facial oil. So I label this optional, but I personally consider this essential in my routine for glowy skin. A facial oil is basically oil that you can use on your face. It's much more lightweight and it's not going to clog your pores. It reinforces that barrier between your skin and the environment and also adds an extra layer of moisture. So during the winter, facial oils can really help save your skin from drying out. Use about 2 to 3 drops, rub it between your fingers, and then pat it into your skin. Next up, and definitely the most important step in your whole skincare routine, is sunscreen. It could be a cream, mousse, gel, liquid, but not your makeup with SPF in it. That's not going to be enough, so make sure you have a solid standalone SPF. And its purpose is basically if you want to avoid skin damage and wrinkles and anything bad related to your skin, you will use sunscreen every single day. To know how much to use, I usually do the 2-finger rule, so you make 2 lines of sunscreen on both your fingers, rub it between your hands, and then smooth it all over your face. It usually takes a while to rub everything in, but it should be clear in the end. Also, don't forget your hairline and also your eyelids. Last but not least, we have face mists. And I put this down here because you don't necessarily need to use it after all of these steps. You can use it in the beginning or the end of your routine, or really anywhere in between. You can even take it on the go. But basically these are water-based mists that help to hydrate your skin throughout the day or during your routine if you need an extra boost of hydration. It's pretty simple. You just mist over your face whenever you need a boost of hydration. Okay, so we got through that whole routine. I think we deserve a break. So as I said, these steps aren't to be used all at the same time, and now I'm going to go over some different types of routines with certain products. A typical morning routine for me would look like I wash my face with water, so I skip the cleansers, and then I go in with toner, essence, serum, eye cream, moisturizer, facial oil sometimes if my skin's really dry, and then follow up with sunscreen. And then my typical nighttime routine would look like my oil cleanser, my water-based cleanser, toner, essence, serum, eye cream, moisturizer, and then facial oil. So moving on to masks, I mentioned 3 of them. So whenever you use a mask in your routine, you only want to use one of them. So I'm going to put up 3 different types of routines that you could do for each one. And then for retinol, this is super important if you're using it frequently in your routine. You don't want to use any actives while you're using retinol because that could further irritate your skin. So you want to avoid AHA, BHA, vitamin C, benzoyl peroxide. And this would be an example of what your routine would look like if you're incorporating retinol that night. And you only want to use retinol at night because your skin gets much more sensitive to the sun, so make sure you're wearing SPF 2 every single day, which you should anyway. And then to touch on vitamin C, this is a very popular one. You can use vitamin C in the morning or at night. So I'm gonna leave 2 different types of routines. Vitamin C actually increases the efficacy of your sunscreen, so it's great to wear in the day, but make sure you put on your SPF. And also, if you're going to use it in your routine, avoid any of the actives. So again, AHA, BHA, definitely don't use retinol. Okay, and the last one I want to mention is for spot treatments. You want to do this as the very last step of your routine at night, because say, for example, if you put your moisturizer over your spot treatment, it's going to move around all that bacteria and you want to keep it concentrated where your blemish is. So if you do that, you want to avoid your oil and your routine will look something like this. If there was a product that I didn't mention but you want to know where to put in your routine, leave it in the comments and I'll get back to you. Thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!